God. So, or thank you to God. So there are all these phrases that they originate from Arabic and the Islamic religion. Before the Turks came to the region, actually Armenians were under the domination of first the Persian Empire, that were not Islamic at that time, but then later with the Islamic rise of Islamic religion and empires, Armenians were under their rule. So many of these phrases have been carried over. Yeah, I mean they are not part of our literature and language, but in the colloquial terms and in the lingo, as we say, they are used very, very commonly. I even use them today at times when I speak to my
I think
family.
it happens in India too, that we cross cultures when we speak.
That's right.
I mean, I'm a Hindu, but I just might say, oh God, or I could say, oh Allah, without thinking of what you're saying, because it's become part of our culture. I quite understand that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it still struck me at that moment. I really marvel at your sense of description, at the detail with which you have portrayed the life of a young man, of a boy growing up, of his love for his mother, his feelings for his father, his sister, the father the storyteller. Was your father a storyteller?
He absolutely was. I did lose him 2 years ago, unfortunately, but that, as he's depicted in that story, that's truly him, and he still talked about among the circles of people that come from that region as the storyteller and the one who had the most flair and ingenuity regarding stories and fortune telling too. He would read the dregs of the coffee cup. So he was very famous, in fact, and very well liked.
And where was he in the last years?
In Germany. So he did eventually end up in his dream country.
But I mean, stepping a little aside from what we're discussing in the book, would you consider, capturing the stories he spoke of in print?
Some of them are in there.
Could you name one?
We need more. Again, I was so young when I was with him that I don't remember many of them. It's very unfortunate. So it's a matter of trying to go and talk to many other people and try to... many of his former friends from the villages are in Germany now and relatives, etc. Yes, it could be a wonderful tale.
What also comes through is the fact that the characters are so beautifully drawn. The uncle, for example, your heart goes out to him, somebody who was a war hero, who is proud, who is not willing to give up his way of life. Tell us a little bit more about him.
So he was a one-armed uncle. He lost his arm during the genocide and during World War I. He, like many survivors of such traumatic events, he was silent for 50 years. He was silent for many reasons, most of them internal and emotional, from the shame of having experienced that and being the victim of that, and then also guilt of survival, that when 1.5 million were slaughtered and only a few survived, and he was one of the few, there is that guilt feeling of survival. So for those reasons, and also fear, that fear of being discovered and uncovered and then perhaps killed again was a factor in his silence as well. And also the pressure from the surroundings, such as stated in the book, like my father and other relatives, ensuring that he keeps quiet because they didn't want to be revealed. But eventually he just couldn't contain himself, and when he saw this...
He goes back. Now, what happens in the book, the exciting part where he comes into action? Is this real or is this fiction?
Well, without giving the details, the event in the airport did happen. So there is no, it's actually can be Googled and it happened. The fictional elements are the period where I say it happened in the book versus when actually it happened and the personalities involved. But yes, this is not fiction. That part is not fiction as far as did the event happen or
The
not.
event happened.
Yes, that is it.